What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to do a quick review on the Nokia Pure View 808. This review is not going to be as in-depth as I would like it to be. While I was lucky enough to get my hands on this phone, I wasn't lucky enough to keep it for very long. I am going to have to send this phone back actually 3 hours from now. And I'll have it for less than a week. So this isn't going to be the review it deserves, but it will be enough information for you to figure out if you want to buy it or not. One would assume that if you are looking at the 808, either you're really in love with its 41 megapixel camera, or you are in love with the Symbian operating system, or perhaps just a little of both. Let's do a quick hardware review before we dive into the phone too much. As you can see on the bottom there, we have one plastic bar. Here is the send button. In the middle, there's your menu button. And at the end there is your end button. Okay, let's start what we're looking at here. Up top is your earpiece, your front-facing camera, and your proximity sensor are buried down in there. On the bottom, you can see your lanyard. You can see your microphone spot. And yes, it does come with the lanyard. I know that's out of style these days, but if you have something that's going to be used as much as a camera as it is a phone, you're going to want to hold on to it with a lanyard. There is your two-step shutter button. There is your physical lock unlock button, which I missed greatly not using a Symbian device. And there is your volume rocker. Up top, here's your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, your USB, your micro USB, your HDMI out, and a noise cancellation microphone. On the back, naturally, you have your 41 megapixel camera with your LED and your xenon flash on the back. The LED is an assist light for when you're doing videos in the dark. Just a couple quick specs about this phone. Besides the camera, you'll need to know that this phone weighs a little because of the camera. It comes in at almost 6 ounces, which is just probably, I'm thinking, almost 2 ounces heavier than your normal phone these days. So you're really going to notice it when you pick it up. Not so much in the pocket. It's just something you have to get used to, and it's a fair trade-off, I think. This is a 4-inch AMOLED clear black display, which means that you can see it out in direct sunlight really well. And I believe the viewing degree or angle on this is 160 degrees. Inside, it's running a 1.3 gigahertz ARM11 processor with 512 megs of RAM and 16 gigs of internal memory, and it takes up to a 32 gig stick for all the pictures you're going to be taking with this phone. And while the 1.3 gigahertz processor doesn't seem that quick, if you use Symbian at all, you know it is snappy. As you can tell, I'm multitasking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things right now, and there's no slowdown at all on it. It runs all of my apps very quickly. Let's go back. And that's pretty much what you need to know. Like I said, if you're already familiar with Bell and Symbian itself, what you came here for really is the gallery. So let's turn it. I've already loaded up here a few pictures for you. These are all taken in automatic mode. Let's wait for it to focus in. Which means that I didn't do anything special to it here. I popped this phone out of my pocket and I started taking pictures. I believe in automatic mode, these are 5 megapixel pictures you're looking at. And what they are, they're what's referred to as super megapixels. What this means is it does take the full 41 megapixel camera shot, and then it condenses, say, 5 megapixels into 1 super megapixel. That way, when you zoom in, it's what they call a lossless zoom. The quality stays the same, and everything's nice and clear, as you can see. You can read the back of his shirt. I believe, let's see if we can read this menu here. You can kind of read the menu up in there. Let's move on. This is a good quality photo here. And while I'm doing this, I'm also going to let you know that this just does the same spectacular job with video and sound. It's got a separate processor for both the pictures and the video and the sound. And it's also got special microphone in it to capture the sound like nothing else I've had in my hand before. It's really great. Unfortunately, it would be lost if I put it on video for you. Just take my word for it. And you may be wondering who this phone is for. It's not for your average consumer. Like I said, you either need to be really into Symbian or really into cameras. If you're not really a Symbian fan and you can kind of hold off on the camera, it would be one of those things where you want to wait till it comes to Windows Phone, which I don't believe would be that long. Or you just buy it. It's worth it. The camera's spectacular. This will be supported for another, I believe, 3 years by Nokia. And I'm kind of taking bets that this is going to be the last of the Symbian devices. Nokia can prove me wrong at Nokia World in September. If you guys have any questions or you need to know anything else, please leave it in the comments. Or just send me a tweet. I am at Nokia Knowings. I'll respond to you as quick as I can. But this phone, like I said previously, this phone will be gone before you see this video. I'm sending it out probably in the next 4 hours. So I don't know how much help I'll be to you, but I will try. Thanks for watching.